If you knew from the start that our love would end in tragedy, would you still allow yourself to love? I'm Meeka Nomicon, and this is just our bad ending. The night was sweltering, warm with a heavy humidity that sank into my clothes. I feared that reaching to put on our shoes would wake someone, so we snuck out of the camp barefoot. But I barely noticed the earth take between my toes. Instead, I was focused on her hand, warm where it was wrapped around my own. I let her lead me along the forest at the edge of the campsite. Sierra, do you have the string? I blinked, then felt around in my pocket for the spool of red thread. I had taken it from my home economics kit before we left for the trip, along with a small pair of scissors. Yeah. We had first discovered the ritual on a blog. There'd been many, ranging from confusing to downright morbid, but when we landed on this one, it felt safe enough to try. After all, we just had to tie a red string to a banana tree. Connect that same string to our pinkies and make our wish. Remember, we have to make the same wish or it won't come true. Yeah, I know. Best friends forever? I nodded to show her that I had understood. Human returned a smile, gentle and sincere. Even in the dark, where I could barely make out her features, the gesture made my chest tight. Then, we both lowered our heads and clasped our hands together again. Make the wish in your heart, the blog had instructed. My heart thundered in my chest. Human wished for us to stay best friends forever. And I wished for her to be mine. Wait, is there going to be consequences for having different wishes, though? Whatever demon or spirit that was supposed to grant our wish never did. More than a decade later, Human and I neither together nor best friends. At least, best friends probably see each other more in person than on Instagram. Instead, she's been seeing this guy for 5 years. Their smiling faces pressed together, along with a caption teases me. Anniversary chalet with the bay. I can already see how it'll all go from here. Soon, they'll get engaged. Then they'll apply for a BTO flat, get married, and move out together. It's the ever-popular Singaporean dream of building a nuclear family. Human had always wanted her own place, so I should be happy for her. But bitterness churns in my stomach. Her boyfriend's smile taunts me, reminding me of what I can't have with her in this stupid, heteronormative country. I close the app. You know, maybe we should block her. I mean, by the sounds of it, we've grown apart anyway, and we seem to just be torturing ourselves now, where we just keep constantly monitoring Human's life. Years ago, despite everything, I thought we had a chance. I thought that if life just meandered and turned in the right way, if we were stubborn enough and lived on our own rules, we could have our happy ending too. Now, I don't know anymore. I think of that ritual. If it had worked, would it have saved or doomed me? A tired sigh consumes me, and I close my eyes. It's too much for tonight. I don't want to spiral into this again. I am indoors, but there is sand beneath my feet. It must have followed me from the beach, stubborn even as I walk for miles, clinging to the soles to finally make it into my home. But this is not my home. I am in someone else's house. There's a stench in the air. The smell of a mess that had not been cleaned up, of something left out to rot. I mean, that is very much corpse on the floor, right? So, wait, are we dreaming about murdering ex-best friend's fiance? Well, soon-to-be fiance. Something resembling... Oh. Okay, that didn't look like the boyfriend then, did it? Was that human herself? It was a dream. As I shake off the grogginess, I realize my phone is ringing. It must be the middle of the night. I frown. Calls this late are never good. Human? Why would she call me? Despite the oddity of the call, my heart swells with fondness at the thought of her on the other side. Without sparing another moment, I accept the call. Sierra, are you there? She sounds frantic, her voice breathless and pitched. I'm here. Human, I'm here. What's wrong? Oh my god. Sierra, I... The line cracks, movement muffling the receiver. As I strain to hear her, I realize in horror that Human is crying. Calm down. Tell me what happened. David and I had a fight and I pushed him by accident and he just... Can you come to the chalet? Please. I don't know what to do. Okay. Can you text me the address? I'll go now. Yes, I'll text you. You'll help me, right? Of course, we're best friends. I don't know why I said that. We haven't even acknowledged that in years. Thanks, Siri. After the call ends, I stare at the screen, letting it sink in. Something had happened between Human and her boyfriend. Something bad. My first thought was that he had hurt her, but she said that she had pushed him. A dark, malicious thought began to take root in my head. Are things finally turning in my favor? Did the demon coiled in the trunk of that banana tree hear my wish after all? My phone pings, startling me out of my thoughts. A few texts had come in from Human. The first one was a badly typed address, followed by another text that corrects a few typos, while also making new ones. Finally, a third one comes in, with everything laid out corrected. This one, she says. Sorry. I fire a quick text back to acknowledge it, then move to get changed to leave the house. At this hour, the buses and trains have long stopped running. A cab is too expensive. I grab my bicycle instead. Maybe we still are best friends. Seems like I'm about to have you get away with murder. I know the chalet is about 20 minutes away by bike. It's an old establishment on East Coast Park, popular for barbecues near the beach. I've been there many years ago, as part of our secondary school class gathering. It was supposed to be a fun sleepover with everyone, which, in theory, was exciting, but became a huge mess in execution. Eventually, Human snuck over to my house and slept over there instead. I hated the class trip, but our own sleepover felt special. That was when I stopped my thoughts there. I've arrived at Human's chalet. It's dark, but I can make out the villa number beside the door. It's one of the last few villas at the edge of the property, closer to the forest than the beach. I leave my bicycle by the side of the road and walk up the door. I knock 3 times. Human? It's me, Sarah. Human, I hate to point out the obvious, but that looks like you did more than just push him. The hell happened? The door unlocks, and Human peers out. I'm taken aback by the blood soaked into her clothes. Human? Sierra! She reaches my arm, grabbing on tightly. Her nails dig into my flesh as she trembles violently. I can trust you, right? Promise me you won't call the police. Promise me, please. The words tumble out of her, a desperate and incoherent plea. My mind is whirring. You hurt. Huh? I reach out my other hand, pushing back her unkempt hair to look at her face properly. It seems like there's blood everywhere, even splattered on her face. It makes me sick, thinking any of it could be hers. The blood! Did you get hurt? Human finally realizes what I'm asking about. She peers down at her shirt, seeming to take in her own appearance with fresh shock. It's not mine. Okay. I breathe a sigh of relief. But, Sarah, I did something bad. Please don't call the police yet, okay? I didn't mean it. I really didn't mean it. You'll help me, right? Her tear-stained face tugs at my heart. Whatever conscience I had crumbles easily in the sway of her plea. I have a slow, sinking realization, like an anchor doomed to the ocean floor, that I was ready to do whatever she asked of me. Of course, I'll help you. A small relief blooms on her face, but quickly disappears as she leads me into the villa. I mean, I suppose you could have just pushed him back into the glass table. Maybe that ritual we did link us together though, because this is definitely what we saw in our dream, right? I mean, I suppose him falling into the glass table would explain all the blood on her as well. That's it. It does seem like you guys got in quite a fight though. Even the TP smashed. He's here. Human pauses in the doorway leading to the living area. It's the scene from my dream, but crystal clear and real. The room is in disarray, furniture upturned and thrown from its original place. The remnants of a fight. David has collapsed headfirst into a glass table. Shards exploded and littered over the floor, with blood pooling under his body. Did Human do this? Beside me, a loud gasp escapes her. Oh my god! Oh my god! Sarah, did I kill him? I hold my breath, heart hammering in my chest as I approach the man. The glass crunches into my shoes, and blood sticks to the soles. This close, the blood stuck out in his hair, and skin in dark, viscous, something vile and utterly wrong. I knew the answer before I pressed 2 fingers to his neck. That there would be no pulse. He's dead. Human screams, chest heaving like an animalistic reaction. I whirl around, pushing her hair back to look at her face. She looked pathetic, pale and trembling as she all but fell apart. Human, look at me! I promise that I'll help you, right? She nods slowly. So I'll help you. Let's bury him and then clean up. Okay. See, I feel like the issue is, this is a rented chalet, right? So it comes pre-furnished. So there's going to be a lot of questions when we suddenly have to dispose of a TV and a glass table. I tug on Human's arm, helping her to her feet. She pointedly avoids looking at David again, rifling through a few drawers before pulling out large black trash bags. I let her handle his feet, while I dealt with his bloodied head. Together, we wrapped the body in layers and layers of black plastic, until we could see neither his skin or the clothes on his back. Is it just me? Or even if there had been a pulse, I don't think we would have said so. I think we'd have claimed he was dead even if he wasn't. We do seem to be bordering on obsession with Human. So if we were going to get her boyfriend out of the way, we already said it before, right? We feel like this might be an opportunity to get closer to Human again. I'm also wondering, does our connection influence the events that happened? It is very suspicious that we had a dream of this event. So, could the whole wish we made earlier have pushed Human to do the actions? Supernaturally, of course, she had no control of it, maybe. We dragged the body out to the back. The chalet sits at the edge of the property, facing out into a forest. Grass had overgrown in neglect, long and spindly at our feet. Let's bury him here. I dug my hand into the earth, prying grass and soil away. It's long, arduous work, toiling away with nothing but our bare bodies. I also feel like we haven't gone very far away from the chalet where we murdered him. I feel like we should have gone deeper, but then again, that would have been a heavy body to carry much deeper. Maybe we should have scoured for tools in the house, something to use as a shovel. But as I peer over at Human. The bare motion seems to feel like repentance. I don't speak a word to her, just keep digging, nails growing black with dirt and skin turning bloodied. We paid, together. When at last a large enough hole appeared, we pushed the body in and covered it up. The room also needed cleaning up. Human gathers a broom to sweep the glass shards that had flown to every corner of the room upon impact, iced with the blood of the tiles, turning an old rag pink. I think we're done. Human stares at me wordlessly, eyes blinking in a daze. I realize her blouse is still soaked with blood, the substance caking into her hair, along with dirt from the backyard. Her face is blotchy with dried tears, sweat pooling at her neck. I really don't think we're doing a very good job at covering up a murder. I mean, there's many things we should still have done. We need to go to the table, there's still blood on it. We need to burn her clothes because there's blood on everywhere. We should have took that body deeper into the forest. I mean, this cover-up is so sloppy, we should definitely get caught for it. You should take a shower. Human reaches out, fingers cozying around my jacket. You too? I wasn't sure what she meant, or what was going to happen. I wasn't sure, up until we were shuffling into the bathroom together, shedding our clothes and stepping into the shower stall with the hot water poured down both our backs. You can go first. The phrase lingers at the tip of my tongue, always on the verge of being voiced, before I swallow it down. Something about the way Human had closed her fist over the label of my jacket. The way she tugged on my arm to lead me into the bathroom. The way she loosened my hair tie and pulled my ponytail apart. I couldn't say it. Instead, I grasped at the straws presented to me, fingers threading through her fine black hair. I'll help you wash your hair. Okay. As the soap runs down her back, I noticed purplish bruises blooming on her back. They were stark against her fair skin, big patches that seemed deliberate rather than accidental. Though, as Human shivered, I wondered if she'd want to talk about it at all. I mean, it would probably be worth asking. I mean, we need to know how bad her injuries potentially are. I mean, or we could try and distract her. I feel like asking about the questions is probably more urgent at this point. If she says she doesn't want to talk about it, we can always change topic. Hey man, are you okay? Your back is covered in bruises. Oh. I try to be careful, stringing my words together, cautiously, so she doesn't close off. Is it recent? I don't know. I can't really keep track. My dad gets angry all the time. It was probably something stupid, like letting my wet hair drip on the floor, or forgetting to arrange the plates a certain way. Who knows? I bite my lip. Human has a violent father. As the eldest daughter in the family, she's been raised to shoulder the responsibilities of taking care of both the household chores and her younger brother. She's the most hard-working and meticulous person I know, yet her father continues to find fault in her. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. I'm just unlucky. Sometimes I wonder if I did something to deserve this. If I'm a bad daughter after all. Human, you're not. Then what am I supposed to do for my family to be happy with me? It feels like there's an imaginary bar I'm trying to reach, but I don't know where or what it is. It's just incomprehensible to me. And now David. I don't even know how it happened. It was as if something took over me and I just... God. Am I just like my dad? Just as violent and senseless? That's not true, Human. It was an accident, I know it. You didn't want to hurt him. Yeah. I won't hurt David on purpose. Right? After all, I love him. I wanted to marry him. Oh, my heart sinks. I've known this, but still my gut wrenches with disappointment. If I could marry him, we could get a house, and I could move out. It felt like the only way I could escape, the only way my family would let me go. But now it's over. My dream is over, Syria. I leave Human to settle down in the room. Something draws me to the backyard again. The grave we've made is still there, a fresh mound of dirt in the midst of long, overgrown grass. Wait, so we didn't even try and flatten it down at all? Well, are we trying to get caught? I mean, if it's like a mound of dirt, there's going to be very obviously something buried there, right? I mean, if I see a mound of dirt that's in the shape of a human body, the first thing I'm thinking is that the corpse is buried there. But maybe I've just played too many horror games. I think of his body, broken and buried beneath. I want him to rot. I want his flesh and skin to break apart and separate from bone, for the earth to consume him whole and leave nothing to touch her ever again. My head whips up at the sound, squinting at the trees. But lately, I'm reminded of the ritual Human and I had done as kids. How we had tied a red string to a tree, just like one of the many here. Who is? Before I can get my sentence out, the figure disappears as suddenly as it appeared. I'm left with my heart pounding like a drumbeat, limbs trembling and skin speckled with goosebumps. I quickly turn to the room. So the ritual clearly did something then. Human had changed to a fresh set of clothes, but hadn't moved to dry off her hair. She stood motionless in a corner of the room, her hair dripping onto the floor. I grab a towel and approach her. Human. Human turns at the sound of my voice. She had stopped crying, but her eyes still looked glassy, eyes red-rimmed and puffy. Despite looking in my direction, I wasn't sure if she was seeing me. I ignore that and push on. Come here. I'll help you dry off your hair. She doesn't move. I go to her instead. She doesn't protest when I take hold of her hair, sandwiching it in between the towel and rubbing the strands dry. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. You didn't mean to. Did I really? Did I really not mean to? I pause. No, of course she didn't. The guilt is just eating away at her. I wish it would end already. Be done flowing out of whatever well of conscience it came from. I wish we could move on, away from the shadow of him. He's dead, for God's sake. I wish I had done it instead. I won't look back. It was an accident. That's all it was, Human. You see, I'm getting to the point where I don't think we actually love Human. I think we're just obsessed with her. Human falls silent again. I mean, clearly we don't want to speak about him in general, so we probably don't want to see when she was dating him. So we'd probably, you know what, I'm going to double down onto the obsession. So we're going to talk about how we graduated together. Do you remember when we graduated together? Secondary school. Yeah. It was our first real taste of freedom. The first time in years I could spend months without worrying about either homework or exams. Both of us were 16, teenagers longing to eat out, play around and stay out late. We lusted for the autonomy that adulthood promised. I wanted to do everything all at once. It was exhilarating, especially so with Human by my side. Do you remember how we would split a McDonald's meal so we could save money? Or how we would walk around the whole mall with bubble tea and just window shop? We were so carefree back then. We were. even though it was mundane in hindsight. Those times meant a lot to me. It was what I clung onto after Human and I drifted apart. Did she think back about them too? Oh, that was when I dyed my hair for the first time. We finally didn't have any annoying school rules about our hair attire, so I itched to do something with it. I made you pick out the colour for me. It's the same maroon shade I have right now. When the colour first came out, Human said it was so pretty on me, and I had kept it since then, religiously redying the roots each time they grew out until it felt as if it was my own hair. It's still the same colour. It grew on me. God, going through our memories really feels like pressing on a bruise shaped like a pathetic, fruitless crush. Back then, things felt almost perfect. I thought our relationship was heading in the right trajectory. That it was only a matter of time, and I could get the ending I wanted. That she'll say yes, instead of pushing me away. Sorry. I'm tired. I'm going to lie down. Can you turn off the lights? Okay. Oh, wait, we can wait? Wait, what do we gain by waiting? I hesitate, finger hovering over the switch. The shadow lingers on my mind. See ya? No, I'm still intrigued if something's gonna happen if we keep waiting. Wait, does anything change or is it the same thing? Okay, it doesn't seem like waiting for long enough changes anything. It gives me just the same lines. Guess it's time to turn off the light. Oh. That's definitely Human, right? Is this your fate? Is this how you're gonna end up? I feel something squeezing my chest, making it impossible to breathe. I think of whispered ghost stories and urban legends, of the secrets muttered between two teenage girls. I think of Human, and what happened when... Oh wait, we did mention sleeping over together? Wait, so did something happen then? I see my bedroom in its familiar layout. Things have been shuffled around, nostalgic trinkets scattered around the room again. Human and I are teenagers, huddled on my bed, refusing to go to sleep, even though it was well past midnight. We had ditched the class gathering earlier in the day, cycling to my place nearby to hang out instead. What do you think they're doing now? Probably playing Truth or Dare or some stupid games. Human lets out a huff. Yeah. They'll probably try to pair me up with Ouija again, if I was there. My throat tightens. This was around the time in my life when I started to wonder if I liked girls. It was a secret I was desperate to hide. The thought of anyone finding out, especially my parents, left me deeply mortified. Still, despite my attempts to quell it, jealousy stirs in my gut. Well, do you like him? Human makes a face and I relax. No way! He thinks he's so good looking, but he's really just average. I can't stand him, actually. I wish I could see his reaction if you said that to his face. Human grins lazily, nuzzling her face into the pillow. Maybe I should surprise him for graduation. Give that inflated ego a good kick. We giggle some more. I feel dizzy with joy, gloriously relieved that we were on the same side, that Human doesn't like him after all. I don't really want to sleep yet, Zaya. Should we play a game too? What game? I blink, shuffling closer. Truth or Dare? Sure. Okay, truth or dare? Truth. Have you ever had a crush on someone? Oh, I hadn't expected her to ask something like that. So cliched and embarrassing, yet drawn so confidently from her lips. I suppose she won't know who, even if I answered honestly. No, but the logical thing would do is you say yes, her next truth question is going to be, who do you have a crush on? We're playing a dangerous game. Maybe dishonesty would be the place to go if we really want to keep the secret. Yes. Human smiles. Now, you ask me. Truth or dare? Truth. I am a petty, immature teenager. Her question had flustered me, so I wanted to turn the tables back on her. Have you ever kissed someone? There's a slightest hint of a blush on Human's cheeks, but she answers without wavering. Yeah, one of the camps. My breath stills. I hate that I asked even though I knew the answer would feel like a truck running me over. My stupid, sensitive heart hurt, and I want to cry and end the game. Now, it's your turn again. Truth or dare? I stare at her, blinking slowly. Suddenly, I'm tired of honesty. My heart already feels raw, bleeding on my sleeve from just a few questions. Dare, whatever. I dare you to kiss me. My eyes go wide. What? You haven't kissed anyone before, right? No, I haven't, but it's really nothing much, Zaya. No, it really isn't nothing much. I feel like I'm going to die. Okay, so there's either like two options here. One, Human is definitely like completely oblivious to our feelings, and this is fairly innocent. Or maybe she's even questioning if she likes girls herself, or she knows that we like her, and this is then very, very mean of you to do, Human. I mean, okay, I can kind of see then why we got so caught up on her, since this definitely is probably going to escalate our feelings. I still feel like it's definitely verged into the point of obsession rather than straight out love, though. Here I am, with an embarrassing crush on a girl who is going to kiss me, but she thinks it's nothing much. Human inches closer. I close my eyes, nerves keeping me frozen in place. She presses her lips to mine, a small chest, barely their kiss. I had forgotten how it felt, but I'm so immersed in this memory that it comes back to me. It's almost cruel how vivid it is. In the corner of my vision, I see a shape behind the curtain. That's when I knew that this memory returning like this is her. The spirit in the banana tree. The demon I made my wish to. This is her cruel way of dangling what I want so badly before my eyes. Because despite Human kissing me that night, it was nothing more than a meaningless act. Years later, after I grew to accept my sexuality and plucked up the courage to tell her how I felt, she rejected me. I could try to date you, but I just think that in the end, I'll probably end up with a guy, so I don't want to waste your time. She won't even give me a chance. She didn't think we had an ending together. I mean, I respect her being honest at least about it, like she's not stringing us along. I know it's not what we wanted to hear. It also explains why we grew apart then. I feel like we should have fully just severed that bond, like I said earlier, and blocked her so we couldn't even see what was going on in her life. At least try and allow ourselves to move on. I get it. I really do. But as much as I resigned to it, having this memory dragged up from the depths and made afresh once more, I just want her all over again. I see the bedroom again. I'm back at the chalet. My body still feels prickly with phantom sensations. My chest feels tight with emotions. The weight of it so heavy that I feel nauseated, ready to bend over and throw up on the floor. Human is lying on the bed, motionless. Do you remember the ritual we did when we were younger? You wanted us to make a wish together, but I wished for something else. Maybe that's why it didn't come true. Maybe that's why we didn't stay best friends like you'd hoped for. Because I don't want just to be friends. I want you. And today I know, I always will, that I will run to human side without a single seed of doubt that I will lie and kill and bury for her. Even if she said not to waste my time on her, I will chase the imprint of her kiss forever. I will feed the pieces of my dream into her, force my pleas and promises past her lips, even if I know she will always spit them back out. I know that I've known that for years, and still the dream does not die. Human opens her eyes. I see the shadow from the backyard, the window, the one who twists my gut in ways both nauseating and intoxicating. I see the red thread I had tied myself to her, the way she followed me through the forest, through the dark and through the years of my turbulent life. Of course, this is the only way it can happen for me. Show me. She reaches up, cupping my face in her hand. Show me that you want me. I'm waiting. I don't care that it feels wrong. I'm long past that. So I let her drag me down and kiss her. Oh, we are an absolutely awful person then. I mean, she did just murder someone. Now is not the time for any funny business. Her lips are sweet, but as she opens her mouth to invite me in, the taste on my tongue turns sour, just like rotten flesh. It should repulse me, but saying about it feels intoxicating. I move to straddle her, wanting to be closer. Wait, is it going to turn out that she's already dead? I imagine our bodies as broken puzzle pieces, forced together by a wish, bruising where we met. If it hurts enough, maybe we can be molded into the shape of each other. I run my hands along her stomach. She moans, a soft and haunting sound. It strips me naked, desire rising my gut like bile. I push my fingers under her blouse, unearthing more and more bruises. Red, purple, and blue. The sum of her wounds mapped out beneath my hands. She's beautiful. I don't care if this ruins me. I don't care if the pressure crushes my organs, if my secrets are spilled from my lips and never returned. I don't care if she takes me apart and never puts me back together. I'll gladly be swallowed by a tide of her making. Celia. She curls her arms around my neck, pulling herself close. Her lips press against my throat. Do you know the price of your wish? I know she's speaking against my skin, but I hear her voice inside my head, deep and guttural, like an inhuman growl. Suddenly, her nails grow sharp against my skin, scraping against my pulse. My body goes cold. I swallow. She must taste my fear through my throat. She must know that as much as I'm afraid, I will not run. I feel her lips pull tight into a smile, or teeth against my jugular of my neck. It's you. So the price of either, okay, so either she's possessed by a demon, or she got turned into a vampire, one of the two. I close my eyes. I hope my blood is warm against her lips. I hope my heart is as black as it feels. And I hope that when she is done with me, that she will drag me straight to hell. It doesn't matter if it's a bad ending, as long as it's one I can share with her. Thing is though, I don't know if we are going to end up in hell with her. I mean, if it is a demon possession, then her soul is going to stay attached to the demon till the demon goes, right? Considering the choices we got given, so like we can speak more about David and everything, right? I'm assuming the other ending is if we choose to essentially abandon the love. So let's talk about memory instead. Do you remember when we were in primary 4 together? I got bullied and you had to wash my hair for me, just like this. Oh, yeah. You were much more timid then. And you were unhinged. Human lets out a soft, humorless laugh. Yeah, things were so different back then. I remember I got called to read aloud in class. Back then, I had a hard time projecting my voice. Even something simple like reading a passage aloud in class was a nightmare. The teacher was such a jerk for picking on you for that. Yeah, she made me repeat it again and again because I wasn't loud enough, until the class got frustrated with me. It was a bunch of boys who picked on you after, right? They were annoyed that we were late to recess break. The boys called me after class ended, confronting me as if I had done the whole thing on purpose. Caught off guard, I didn't know how to respond as my cheeks burned in mortification. It all happened so fast. Suddenly, someone was grabbing my hair and another was uncapping a bottle of glue and pouring it into my braids. You appeared right then and saved me. More like just cursed them out until they ran off. Yeah. What did you use? Dialect? Yeah. Learned it from my dad. I was grateful to Human, clutching onto her hand like a lifeline as she led me to the washroom to clean up. Shame had consumed me, and I apologized profusely, but she deflected all of it. She forced me to accept her care instead. Human guided me to tilt my head back into the sink, tugging off my hair tie to release the black waves of my hair. Then, she switched on the tap and ran the water through my hair. I closed my eyes, sinking into the sensations. Her fingers combed through my hair, starting at the tips, carefully breaking up clumps of dried glue. She worked her way to my scalp, tugging and entangling the strands of my hair. She was so meticulous, so gentle, that my heart ached. It was such a sharp contrast to how she treated the boys. I couldn't help thinking how lucky I was to be the one best friend that she had chosen. It was the first time I felt painfully vulnerable in her presence. For someone like me, who doubted everything and struggled to keep my head up, her unwavering presence was precious. I'm glad we became friends. Me too. Human seems calmer. Her shoulders have loosened up and her eyes are closing. Running water fills the silence. I wonder if she ever gets the same fluttering, vulnerable sensation I did. If this feels as intimate to her as it did for me back then, or if it's really nothing but a favor. Thank you, Syria. It's nothing. I think your hair is clean now. No, I mean, talking about the past. It was nice. I missed it. I leave Human to settle down in the room. Something draws me to the backyard again. So, do you want to talk to me about university? Do you remember what it was like in university? I was anxious. It was the first time we were really apart. I had a hard time, actually. I wasn't sure about the new environment, so I tried to keep in touch with you as much as I could. I see. When university started, both of us had to adjust to a new kind of curriculum and new classmates. I was lost without her, frantically clinging to our friendship through text messages and calls. On the other hand, Human fit in better in her class. She made friends quickly. She even met him. University was where you met him, right? Yeah. I met David then. David was her first proper boyfriend. She was devoted to him, almost desperately so. I hated it. I remember jealousy coiling in my gut, thinking that it's so easy for him. David was a tall and decent-looking boy pursuing business in university. He was popular and sociable in class, did well in school, and even played sports on the weekend. The exact type of guy who would make an ideal son-in-law. I knew it wasn't hard for him to approach Human, and it wasn't hard for Human to say yes either, because boys liked girls and girls liked boys, didn't they? I could try to best him in everything. I could work to get better grades, play more sports, grow my social circles. My attempts for anything more than a platonic friendship will always be wrought with disappointment. All I could do was step back and watch it unfold, let envy claw at the hollow of my gut, hungry for one it can't have. I wanted to be happy for you, but I always wanted your meal times and weekends. You started giving him so much of yourself. I just felt pushed aside, I guess. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's not all your fault. I remember trying to hate her for treating our friendship like this. But once, I had the opportunity to see her again. A smile, a hug, the sound of her melodious voice. All that bitterness was pushed under the rug. I just missed you. And I still do, now. Sometimes I think, if only I was a boy, if only I was him, how much simpler it would be. I won't even need a twisted wish like this. I won't even need a demon like her. I think of David, the boy we had buried in the layers and layers of earth. I think of the square edge of the boyish jaw, the bob of his Adam's apple, the broad slope of his shoulders. Does Human still love those parts of him, rotting as he must be? My stomach feels so hollowed from disappointment that it hurts. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm going to lie down. Let's speak more about why you fought. I mean, it definitely sounds like the demon is what caused that confrontation, right? She said they had a fight. I see the room before me again, furniture in disarray and broken glass strewn all over the floor. I can hear Human sniffling, holding back tears. David is gritting his teeth. I thought we wanted to get engaged because you loved me. Babe, I do. Then why are you applying for BTO flat together like a business transaction? It's supposed to be our home, not an investment. You're being unreasonable. How can you ask me to pay more for the down payment just because I earn a little more than you? It should be a 50-50 split. Otherwise, you're just taking advantage of me. But David, you know I have almost no savings. I pay for my family's bills and whatever expensive they suddenly throw at me. I'm not trying to take advantage of you. I'm just asking for your help. So you think I have no responsibilities? Or that I'm made of money just because I paid for our Bali trip last year? No, I'm not saying that. I treat you so well, but you're just complacent now. Are you planning to use me to pay for a flat, just so you can move out? That's not it! If you wanted a house of your own so bad, you should have worked harder so you could afford the down payment, instead of relying on a guy. Girls are all like this. You say you have no money, but then you go shopping and spend it all on frivolous stuff. I didn't! Stop making excuses! I'm sick of you crying about everything. Do something instead of relying on me. Then, David grabs her. No! Don't hurt her! Human gasps, bruises blooming under her tight hold. No! David! Please! He flings her into the furniture. Human cries out as she crashes and rolls onto the floor with a dull thud. Did you really love me? Or were you just using me? David, I love you. I really do. She's on her hands and knees, reeling from the blow. David approaches her. Stop freaking lying! He grabs Human again, jerking her head up to look at him. Betrayal burns in her eyes, She knows his violence too well. Anger boils in my blood. How dare he do this to her? I want to reach into the memory, break his arms and bruise him. Even if all I have are my bare teeth and fingernails, I will tear up his skin and make him bleed. My body grows hot, like a fire rising in my gut. Darkness spots over my vision, and something tugs at my limbs. Her. The spirit in the banana tree. The demon I told my wish to. Then, I am nails digging into my skin, scratches and blood trailing where I dream of revenge. This is human's body, but she is a vessel for my wish, and I wish to hurt him, tear him up, ruin him. David fights back, bruises and blood blooming where we crash into each other. Frustration bubbles up in my chest. It's unfair how strong he is. It's unfair how easily he can get his way. It's unfair how he gets to be him. I stare at him, watching the blood trail down his face. It must be mirror what he'd done to her. I want what you have, I start to say. I don't care how anymore. I don't know if he hears me. The words are in my head, screaming, but my mouth doesn't move to form them. Then I hear her whispering, "Take it. Kill him so you can take it." A new strength seeps into my arms. Something so intense that it almost sends me reeling off balance. I step forward and shove him with all of it. David crashes into the table. The top shatters, glass scattering over the floor. His body slumps into the side, blood pooling on the floor, a deep, deep red. This is how it happened. Oh, did we force Human to relive the fight as well? Human is lying on the bed, her body turned away from me. Her shoulders are shaking as she presses her face into the pillow and cries. "I'm sorry. David, I'm so sorry." Human. I put my hand on her shoulder. Do I want to comfort her? Or do I just want her to stop saying his name? I don't know how it happened. Stop. It's already over. He's already dead. I wish for it and don't regret it. So stop dwelling on it and look at me. Look at me, please. Come back. I pull away, my stomach dropping like a stone in the ocean. This must be the cruelest joke of all. I'm sure David is laughing in his grave. All this, and I'm still not enough. Deep in my gut, I feel a gnawing pain. It's familiar. Something I've known for years. It's the feeling when I see his arm around her waist in their photos. When she addresses him and touches his cheeks. When Human picks him over and over and over again. I want her to be mine. I want her to be mine. I had dreamt of a slow but sweet romance. I had dreamt of Human, the fearless girl who didn't care what anyone else thought, leading me into it. And me, the introverted girl who struggled to even express a single opinion on my own, gladly following along. But nothing happened, and all I have is this pathetic, twisted wish. Slowly, I begin to hear a hissing in my head. It starts soft, like wind pushing past the curtains. Then it grows louder, raspy voices in harsh, unfamiliar tongues. Her whisper is the curl of a finger, a taut thread, tugging on my feet. I'm back outside, looking into the backyard where we buried him. A harsh breeze cuts through the forest, rising goosebumps across my skin. I stare at the mound of earth, at the grave we had dug for him. He is right there, my mind supplies, the boy I wanted to become. My gut stings, painful with all that I want, but I'm still missing. For the first time, I have a name for it. Hunger. I drop to my knees and start digging. The thoughts in my head begin to cease, replaced by the repetitive scrape of earth against my hands. Then, I hit flesh. Oh, wait, what happened to your eyes? Damn, you're decomposing fast. Here is his boyish jaw, Adam's apple, and broad shoulders rotted away. And she still loves him, even though he hurt her, even though he... Take what you want. The voice is in a tongue I shouldn't recognize, but I know what it says. After all, it's been in my head for a while. Demon or devil, it doesn't matter. She is the one who hurt me all those years ago. She's the only one who knows how bad I've wanted this. Wear his skin, and your wish can come true. The hollow ache in my stomach is all-consuming, something that threatens to eat me up from the inside out. I reach forward, sinking my plans into flesh. It breaks easy into my fingers. Blood slicks over my fingers, smearing over my hands. I think about how I am taking him apart. I think about how I am breaking his boyish features, his easy charm and whatever human looked down to his elements, gone. And now, I can build myself anew with it. I bring my hands up to my lips. He is bitter and sweet, something I hate and something she loved. I chew. Flesh breaks against my teeth, tearing and tearing apart. Blood runs over my tongue, down my lips and my throat. For the first time, the gnawing pit in my stomach has settled. She can love me now. I feel relieved, even though the rot in my mouth makes me want to heave. Celia? I get the feeling she's not gonna love us when she sees us cannibalize her dead boyfriend. Are you calling the police? Are you gonna blame me for murdering him? My head whips around. I see Human by the door, a phone cradled carefully in her hands. She looks terrified. What are you doing? I hear sirens in the distance, red and blue lights flashing in the night. I wanted you to be mine, but you won't even look at me, not even after I killed him. So I wanted to be him. It was the only way. No, God! It was all I ever wished for, all those years ago. The sirens are closer now, but it's okay. I have all I ever wanted now. Her voice has gone quiet for a while too. I begin to wonder if maybe there was really no malevolent spirit or demon. Just me. Just me who ruined Human and her dream. Me whose jealous heart set us all on a trajectory towards hell. It's a hell I'd gladly accept. Okay, so I guess I was optimistic when I thought the second ending was going to be us letting go of the doomed love. No, we just became a cannibal instead. We made it so much worse. Also, I get a bad feeling that I am going to get blamed for murdering him as well, right? I mean, I am the one currently covered in blood and I've consumed part of his flesh. That's going to look very suspicious. Well, I hope you enjoyed your time here. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, have a spook day and I'll catch you next time, guys.